What if I told you that some of the biggest creatures to ever crawl this planet are not dinosaurs, not reptiles, not even mammals, but insects? Creatures so huge, they look like monsters pulled from horror movies. Imagine a dragonfly with wings longer than your arm, a beetle the size of your hand, or a stick insect so tall it could stand next to a small child. These are not exaggerations. These are real insects recorded by science, and some are still alive today. Stay with me until the very end, because the largest insect of all will make you question what is possible in nature. Let's begin with something that still exists today: the Goliath beetle. Found in African rainforests, it is one of the heaviest insects on Earth. Some males weigh over 100 grams, heavier than a small bird. Their hard shells shine with patterns of black, white, and brown, like natural armor. Imagine seeing one land on your arm. You would feel the weight pressing down. Locals say when these beetles fly, you can hear them buzzing like a tiny helicopter. From beetles, let's move to dragonflies. Today, dragonflies are impressive but small. But in prehistoric times, there was a species called Meganeura. With wings that stretched more than 2 feet across, it ruled the skies 300 million years ago. Scientists believe it was the top aerial predator of its time, hunting other insects like a hawk hunts birds. Imagine walking through a swamp and hearing the flap of wings bigger than your head. But giants are not just from the past. The Titan beetle of South America is one of the largest beetles alive today. Reaching lengths of nearly 7 inches, it has jaws strong enough to snap pencils in half. Local tribes warn not to handle them because their bite can cut flesh. They look like armored tanks of the insect world, moving slowly but powerfully. Now, picture a stick insect so big, it looks like a walking branch. The Chan's megastick, discovered in Borneo, can reach over 22 inches in length if you include its extended legs. It blends perfectly with the forest, swaying gently like a twig in the wind. If you didn't know it was alive, you would mistake it for a part of the tree. Nature created camouflage and size in one package. Another giant that shocks people is the giant Weta from New Zealand. Imagine a cricket the size of a small rodent. Some weigh as much as 3 ounces. They are slow, gentle creatures, often eating fruit right from a person's hand. But the sight of one can make even brave explorers freeze. Their legs and bodies look prehistoric, like a survivor from another age. Moving underwater, let's talk about the giant water bug. Found in Asia and the Americas, this insect can reach almost 5 inches long. Locals call them toe biters because they grab swimmers with powerful front legs and inject venom. What makes them terrifying is that they can take down prey much larger than themselves, including fish, frogs, and even small snakes. Imagine swimming in a calm pond, only to feel one of these giants latch onto your foot. But not all giants are terrifying. The Atlas moth is one of the largest insects in the world by wingspan. Found in Southeast Asia, its wings can stretch nearly a foot across. What's fascinating is that the wing tips resemble snake heads, a natural defense to scare predators. When one lands, it looks like a living piece of art, wings painted with fiery patterns. Another moth worth mentioning is the Hercules moth of Australia. With a wingspan of nearly 15 inches, it's one of the largest in existence. Unlike its dramatic name, it doesn't feed as an adult. Its sole purpose is to mate and continue its species. Imagine an insect so large, yet living only a few days after transformation. Its entire existence is a race against time. In the rivers of Japan lives a predator that looks straight out of a nightmare: the giant Dobson fly. Males grow massive jaws that stretch like antlers from their faces, while females have shorter but sharper pincers, capable of delivering painful bites. When they spread their wings, they measure over 8 inches across. Locals say finding one on your wall at night feels like facing a prehistoric demon. And then we have the Goliath stick insect. Different from Chan's megastick, but still massive, it can grow nearly a foot long. Its body is thick, resembling bark more than a twig. The way it freezes when touched makes it almost vanish into its surroundings. Hunters in forests often pass right by it without realizing they are inches from one of the largest insects alive. Now, imagine a beetle with horns like a rhinoceros. The Hercules beetle of South America is legendary. Males can grow up to 7 inches long, with massive horns used to fight rivals. During battles, they lift and slam each other to the ground. Their strength is unbelievable, capable of lifting objects many times their own weight. It's no wonder they are named after a mythological hero. Let's move to butterflies. The Queen Alexandra's bird wing from Papua New Guinea is the largest butterfly in the world. Its wings stretch nearly a foot across, painted in dazzling colors of green, blue, and yellow. Seeing one flying is like watching a piece of stained glass floating through the jungle. But sadly, they are endangered, threatened by deforestation. Another surprising giant is the giant huntsman spider. Technically not an insect, but often grouped with them in common language. It has legs that stretch a foot across. It hides in caves and forests of Laos. Imagine entering a dark cave and seeing legs spread across the wall wider than a dinner plate. For many, that is the stuff of nightmares. The giant burrowing cockroach of Australia may not be the largest by length, but by weight, it is enormous. Reaching over 3 inches long and weighing more than an ounce, it looks intimidating, but is surprisingly gentle. Locals even keep them as pets, feeding them leaves and watching them dig in soil. Sometimes size doesn't equal danger. One of the most surreal insects is the Macropenesthia rhinoceros, another cockroach species, but one of the heaviest in the world. Unlike its city cousins, it doesn't invade homes. Instead, it burrows underground and can live for years, growing to astonishing sizes. Holding one feels like holding a living piece of ancient history. In tropical forests, the giant long-horned beetle roams with antennae longer than its own body. These feelers can stretch over a foot in length, making the insect look even more massive. When crawling on tree trunks, they appear alien, like antenned creatures from another world. The Titanus giganteus, or Titan beetle, deserves a special place. Found in the Amazon, it can grow nearly 7 inches long and is considered one of the largest beetles alive. Its jaws can snap pencils and even cut into flesh. Scientists say its larvae, hidden deep inside rotting wood, might be even larger, though almost no one has ever seen them. In Malaysia, the Phobaeticus stick insect was once considered the longest insect in the world, stretching over 25 inches with legs. Its body alone measures over 14 inches. When displayed in museums, visitors often mistake it for a thin branch placed by accident. Nature's genius is that something so gigantic can also be invisible in plain sight. And then, the true titan of the skies, Meganeuropsis, a dragonfly-like insect that lived over 250 million years ago, with wings nearly 30 inches across. Imagine looking up and seeing an insect the size of a hawk gliding overhead. In the swamps of prehistoric Earth, it ruled the skies like a flying monster. Scientists believe the oxygen-rich atmosphere of that era allowed such giants to exist. Today, it is a reminder of just how extreme nature can be. So, Which of these massive insects shocked you the most? Was it the stick insect as long as a child? The beetle with jaws strong enough to cut flesh? Or the prehistoric dragonfly that dwarfed birds? Tell me in the comments, because I want to know which one you would fear or admire the most. If you enjoyed this journey into the 20 largest insects ever found in the world, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that prove nature is stranger and more powerful than we ever imagined. Because in the end, these giants remind us of something fascinating. Size doesn't just belong to mammals or dinosaurs. Even the smallest creatures can grow into monsters when nature decides to break its own rules. And those rules, as we've seen, are far more flexible than we ever believed.